Saigon. You can see they've let open the Seraphine, banned the Silas.
Silas removed, exactly like you mentioned. That Seraphine and Swain were instrumental in Man Lions first win. They're going to pivot that first pick as well. Last game was the Silas banned away, so now they've swapped to the Hecarim, and Shogun's got the misfortune already.
Yeah, but now you're getting a mimic of the first time this team played around. If Mad Lions want to go for the same thing that happened back then you're going to lock in Seraphine and you're going to lock in the Gnar, because that's what happened the first time they played against each other. And what's that? That's the Seraphine. What's the third one? Oh, well, I'll have you know, that's a Gnar once again.
Oh, great job, Goldborg. Fantastic. And will we see the full Salty run back?
We won't.
Lissandra is a pivot this time around, and Froggy's going to lock that in. But again, it fits the style of play we've seen from him all tournaments.
But that's interesting, because Lissandra is usually not one of the champions that you pick up just blind. It's quite often either a counter into a mid laner like the LeBlanc, or it's because you have a jungler you want to play for. But this time around, they just slam it in immediately. And while he can get the push and move down to a bot side, Nisqy now has that luxury where he can try and get something that gets push against the Lissandra, like an Azir as well, if that's something Nisqy wants to try his luck on.
What is the ban's going to be here from Saigon Buffalo? One would assume something targeting that bottom lane. Get rid of them if you can. Amumu's gone. Alistair's gone. Will Leona go out? What was the support that was run with that Seraphine last time round? I think it was the Alistair, if I recall correctly.
It was indeed.
And now Saigon are going to ban away the Swain. So at least pieces of what cost them a win earlier are now off the table.
Yeah, but you also have to realize at the same time that banning away and Alistair that there's so many champions that still function the same way. If Mad Lions decide to ban the Leona there, Nautilus will still be up available. I think that's actually really clever from them. They decide to leave both things open, because if they go for the Nautilus, you can still go for the Leona then. You won't leave one engager up and available. You'll have both sides of the coin there.
Well, that's the case so far. Misfortune Nautilus in the bottom lane for Shogun and Taki. Hasmed waiting to see what he's going to run up in that top lane. Is that tiny possibility?
Ooh, that's good too.
Could flex there, and Set could fit that initiation option that you've talked about. Managed to get that dunk, and a pivot away at the last second. So what are we looking for now? A Nisqy option into the Lissandra.
So, Nisqy option into Lissandra. I mean, you can go for control mages that fit the team fight composition if that's what you're looking for. You can even go an AD if that's really what you want to get ahead at, but I think the best thing to go for will still be that AP. Taliyah wouldn't honestly be too bad either if that's something Nisqy wants to default to.
2 games played, 100% win rate, 50% win rate, correction, it is locked in now. When I look throughout the entire season and year, this will be the 10th time that Nisqy has played Taliyah, and we have a Vayne top? That's a Vayne top! Yes, Goldborg, look up, Vayne top. What does this mean?
That means he's getting reported, and I hate range top laners. Who locks in Vayne in the top lane? Now, this is a champion that, of course, can battle it up with Armut in the top side. You win the trains. Gnar has really low range in the beginning. So does Vayne, but it's actually longer than the Gnar, so you can actually contest on the top side. So now Armut is going to be struggling just a little bit. There's actually kill pressure both in the bot side and in the top lane. But at the same time, if you leave this Vayne out to dry and she didn't get resources, it's a really easy pick to come around and gang once you hit that level 6.
Oh, we have to watch. How does Saigon Buffalo enable Vayne top? We've had Teemo top, Garen top, and now we've added Vayne to the collection as one of the potential answers into this Gnar. Don't forget as well, some abilities to deal with Hecarim a little bit, but you need to get Vayne in an advantageous position. Vayne or bust. That seems to be how I'm reading this game.
I mean, this is so curious, right? You just got solo killed in lane, and the response is just like, there is no way I'm going to be losing top lane, at least from a laning state, when you lock in this Vayne. A lot of it's going to come down to junglers. Once again, if you overextend, it's a long lane, and yes, you have to condemn, but as soon as the level 6 comes through, that Hecarim will be on top of you, Gnar will be on top of you, you can only condemn one of them, and that most likely will be the Gnar too, since Hecarim's unstoppable.
Well, let's find out whether or not Hasmed can actually stay safe. I want to pay very close attention to the early stage of this game. BeanJ on that Maokai in game number 1 wasn't able to have some influence on the rift in the map. Elyoya's Hecarim did very well, and we have a lane swap. We have a lane swap as well. Will it stick this way?
No, it will not. That's the Vayne top, and that's just Nautilus around to see if anyone's going to come around here. Albeit, I do see the point of view that could come through. So Ghost has been opted in for Hasmed as well, so looking to just completely auto-space their opponent, get the resets in with the Ghost. It fares up really well with your ultimate resets as well, of course. So, problem is, if you die and you have Ghost, you lose a lot. Like, we're talking 1 or 2 deaths in lane, then you have completely extended your power spike.
Because of the fact that you lose the CS, you lose the experience, you can't TP back, right? Whereas Armut can. Everybody at home, link your league account with Prime Gaming to receive your free digital goods. I actually haven't claimed my October chest yet. I'll need to do that a little bit later. But I will say that 2 games in a row now, Saigon Buffalo have made it clear that kind of the split pushing or that top lane power angle is one of the ways that they're trying to pick it up. The Gwen in the previous game didn't get rolling, didn't get activated. Vayne this time around, I think you can make a defendable argument. It's even harder to get a Vayne rolling and going, but if he does, then that's a champion that can take over an entire rift.
But you can also see it from the 2 junglers where they're starting, right?
Yeah.
They're on the bot side of the map. They know where this is going to be going in terms of the pressure. They're going to move it up towards the top side. It wouldn't even surprise me to see BeanJ skip camps, just have that W and Q available to him, and come around if there's a like stacked wave from Hasmed up towards the top side.
Right now, Hasmed seems to be pushing, if you look at the mini-map, a number of pings there from Mad Lions. Taki as well as Shogun pushing forward. And this is what you talked about in draft. Scoreboard, that slightly extra range enabling or allowing Hasmed to push forward and step forward.
Oh, it's not a fun lane to play as now. You're just kind of there to hit the boomerangs every now and then, and you're going to get sewn away, as you can see that's happening right now. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. All 3 lanes in favor of Saigon Buffalo. Hasmed stepping for level 2 as well. Going to tumble forward, use those silver bolts to get a couple of shots. No condemn as of yet, so Armut can still stick around that wall. I will say that Nisqy's been able to at least push that wave a little bit back with Unraveled Earth, that threaded volley. And getting lots of trading. But Hasmed playing this great in the opening minutes. Look at the mini-map. BeanJ is going to be first in the river.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Even from the bot lane, because Saigon gets to push every time, that can enable Taki, if he wants to get out on the map and roam. And that would be a great advantage in terms of playing the map and keeping the tempo active. Now, Elyoya up towards the top side. Make sure Armut can collect this wave because he's still level 1.
15 CS to 2. Hasmed's Vayne using the early power over Gnar to perfect advantage. Armut's trying to pick up some CS under the towers. Lost 1, 2 already. Picked up 1. He's missing a lot of these, but under a huge amount of pressure. Now, in comparison to game 1, it's Armut that's on the back foot, playing defensively. You can see down the bottom lane, Unforgiven and Kaiser. After that wave is bounced, it's slowly starting to move back in the middle. And Saigon, for the first couple of minutes, already off to a good start.
I wouldn't want that for my biggest enemy either, having to play that matchup. No. Now, in the bot side, Saigon Buffalo crashed a wave. Now it's slow pushing into them. That can create a point of attack for them if they want to get a little aggressive, but probably not going to amount to much.
Zenith Blade underneath the tower, locked against the wall. 2 tower shots for Kaiser. Shogun down below 100 HP. Not going to be able to find the kill, and he escapes with his life.
That's a big mistake. Elyoya is also around the wall. The fact that there's a stacked wave and you're pushing into it, trading with it, that is really bad. Now Taki caught on the turret.
Well, Elyoya's going to step forward. Devastating charge. Teleport being channeled. Forced to flash defensively. Below 100 hit points. First blood secured by Kaiser. 2 kills. Bounce back for Saigon.
That's the Mad Lions I know and love. Over-aggressive down towards that bot side, giving 2 kills over to Saigon Buffalo. Shogun now, it looked bad in the beginning, but a great teleport came through from Froggy to bail out his teammate.
Both kills secured by the carries. Froggy 1-0 and Shogun 1-0-1. While the tower dive did net a kill for Kaiser, you have to highlight that it's the advantageous position for Saigon, and this is what you expected and wanted to see. BeanJ not only backing up Hasmed, if you push Armut away from the wave, he's already down 18 CS. Stepping forward, he's down a level already. So this Vayne, for the first 5 minutes, has been set up very well. Hasmed singly at the beginning, and now back up from BeanJ.
Yeah, and it's just so great from BeanJ too. He knows he has camps on the bot side, but even picking up kills now, he's most likely not going to lose them. Taki though.
Tags Taki, gets stunned and blazed by that Shield of Daybreak. But his flash gets him to safety. Billboard 400 gold advantage for Buffalo.
Yeah, so Buffalo in a great position this time around. We're kind of looking at a win lane, win game kind of philosophy here in this instance. And remember, there's so much space for Taki to move around with as well.
Oof. So much damage. Back forward. Not going to find it just yet. Silver Bolt proc, as well as that tumble, not enough. But Hasmed loses the flash for that one. Okay, Win lane, win game. How much of an advantage do you want to see Buffalo build up to buy into that and feel like it can't be overcome by this team fight?
We're going to hold out for just a second, as this is probably going to be a stacked up wave, and they can look here if they want to. Unforgiven does have teleport, but no mana.
No, he's got the flash available to him, though. Bramble Smash comes out. The high note will land. Zenith Blade throws Kaiser all the way forward, but that's not a kingly move. Flashes over the wall. Twisted advance chased forward. Blast Cone backwards, and Kaiser will be taken out by Froggy. The third kill of the game, 1,000 gold up.
Here's the cracks in the Castle of Glass already showing now from Mad Lions. All of a sudden, there's a miscommunication here. Unforgiven wants out. Elyoya wants out. But the Zenith Blade connects, and all of a sudden, Kaiser is just caught by himself. This is looking so good for Saigon Buffalo. They keep finding the leads. BeanJ, it's through him as well. Moves up to the top side, facilitate Hasmed even further. Moves down towards the bot side, is ready for a stacked up wave. The game right now and the game state for Saigon Buffaloes, it's so fluid.
Now the question is, I want to go back. At what point, either itemization or gold, do you believe the win lane, win game philosophy is going to be enough? Does Vayne and Shogun need to be an item ahead of their opponents? Like, put it into a picture that I can understand.
I used to say that it's usually between the 4.5 and 5k gold lead at around the 20-minute mark where the game becomes really difficult. The thing is, like, the large gold lead is early in the game. Of course, the more it's going to matter because the item advantage is just going to be even further. I think that Saigon Buffalo is leaving themselves up on good discourse to get over there, just due to the fact that Rift Tower is going to be spawning in 1 second. How does the top lane currently look like? Yeah. Top lane prior, right?
Exactly.
Mid lane as well, while it's not being pushed in right now by Mad Lions, well, as soon as Froggy comes back, he's going to be shoving that in. Taki has the movement all the time, so there's just not a lot that Mad Lions can get on the top side. Saigon Buffaloes are dictating this, or has the opportunity to at least.
Now, of course, Mad Lions did have a small answer back. There's pushing that mid wave has unlocked another push. Bottom lane has just been a game of ping pong. They've traded wave pressure underneath each tower, and this time around Shogun with no flash is respecting it. He backed away. I also want to highlight that just a moment ago, the observers showed Armut. He hit level 6 prior to Hasmed and has closed that CS difference quite significantly. But look at the minimap. BeanJ making his way forward, spotted on the ward. Not enough support from Mad Lions. Armut's going to use that Gnar backwards, trying to trade. BeanJ's in. Second kill in the top lane. This time it goes to Hasmed.
Yeah, and Armut gets desperation there, or desperate there. He knows that Hasmed does not have the flash, so he kind of looks for a kill, see if he can get anything done. Nothing connects to the wall. BeanJ is around. Great positioning for him once again.
Seismic shove. Zenith Blade. Froggy gets out with that Claw of Doom. Really nicely set up. And for the time being, Saigon Buffalo maintain that 1,000 gold advantage. There's a lot of movement here from Mad Lions, mid to jungle, bottom to mid. Rift Toad's been started off just off the spawn, but Saigon want to fight.
I'm not sure that they want this fight from Mad Lions. Saigon, they have the ultimate. You can see the level 6 from BeanJ.
Shogun
and I think they just have to disengage this one. Even when Unforgiven moving up, I just don't think they have the resources for it.
Look at the minimap from Eagleborg. Have Mad Lions got any answer? No teleport for Armut. He's in the bottom lane. Hasmed in the top lane. No TP of himself. Mad Lions, they step forward. They're taunting. They're taunting the Buffalo. Waiting. Well, then engage. High note comes out. Taki can step forward to that dredge line. And as it stands, Mad Lions will not be able to contest. They elect not to. Armut has been left alone in the bottom lane while Hasmed's pushing top.
I think that's why it's really good, actually, that they tear up the patience a little bit on the Rift Tower there, because it gives you more time to actually shove waves in. But make no mistake, in the big picture, this is still a huge win for Saigon Buffalo, and this is something you want to just accelerate your lanes. If you lose this, or use this rather, on a side lane where the Vayne picks up two tier 2 turrets, all of a sudden that might as well be game over.
I mean, it's plus 300 gold for now. BeanJ and Taki stepping forward. There is some defense from Unforgiven. Kaiser continues to roam, so lots of movement. Fantastic prediction from Taki. Flash dredge line into nature's grasp, and you will not be forgiven. The 5th kill to Saigon Buffalo. Turret plates available as well. And despite the damage in the middle lane, Saigon accelerate that lead, 2,000 golds.
And that right there, that was the pace we missed in game 1. This is where you want to challenge Mad Lions, and Saigon Buffalo, they continue with it. They pick up a kill, they get the turret for themselves. Gold for Hasmed, the first turret too. This is so dire to deal with. Hasmed is going to be huge in this game.
Oh, I'm taking a quick look here. Let's see, are there any professional Vayne games? How many? 8 games played for Hasmed in the top lane. He's won 5 of those. This will be the 9th. Right now, 1-0-1. Tower secured, unlocked. and Armut is now the next focus. Taki, no depth charge available to him, but instead, Hasmed is the target. He gets away from those threaded volleys. Elyoya's devastating charge backwards, and in a 2-on-1, he almost takes down Nisqy.
Yeah, and what's the cost of that? Because you get 1 kill. Now mid lane is being pushed in by Froggy. BeanJ's on the bot side. He can make his way to the Infernal Drake for himself, so they get another objective for themselves. Now, good job for Mad Lions. At least they pick up a kill. At least they get something in the game. But it's still Saigon. They're going to get more. And that's how the course is going to continue to go.
Nearly 3,000 gold lead at 11 minutes. I just asked you a couple moments ago, what advantage do you want to see? You mentioned maybe 4K, 5K by 20. They're on track. Dragon will also be secured. So another win condition in terms of looking for that soul. Mid lane was pushed forward. Dragon still not yet secured. Taki is level 6 and not. Armut is coming up from behind. Dredgeline catches onto Kaiser, waiting for Gnar to step forward. Gets the hyper, about to go mega. Flash is available to him. Nature's Grasp will slow things down. A stun against the walls. The bullet time will just about take down Armut. Here comes Hasmed. He gets a kill onto Kaiser, and Buffalo are running away with this game.
And just beautiful positioning coming through from Shogun on the Misfortune there. He gets away from all the danger by himself, lines himself up perfectly for the bullet time. So Mad Lions, they want to see a team fight. They want to overdo SAIGON Buffalo, but they just play right into their hands.
Man, the power of that combination, Nature's Grasp plus bullet time, completely thwarted everything Armut set up. I don't think he found a stun either on that Mega Gnar. But all it is another team fight. Keep a close eye. Look at your minimap, not coming up from the bottom.
Yeah, that's the thing though, right? You can see that Mad Lions, they want to look for a team fight. If they can get 3 lined up against the wall here, that would be perfect. But what Shogun is doing instead, he's gonna give himself an opening. If they overextend, he's gonna be in a perfect spot. Armut had a position to try and stop the bullet time if he wanted to. He's gonna look for the big team fight, but the problem is that big team fight is in the middle of a lot of pain with the bullet time. So as the fight continues, they just straight up lose out.
2-1-1 for the Vayne. 1-0-4 for Shogun's Misfortune. Kraken Slayer completed, as well as the shield bow. The SAIGON Buffalo are in a great position. They are utilizing the composition fantastically, and I want to keep track on Hasmed's positioning. His lane assignment rather. Where do Buffalo put him? How does he play on those side lanes? Because now Saigon also want to be a little cautious. If that Vayne is unlocked, they don't want to overextend themselves.
Oh yeah, but we're not even that long into the game.
No, we're
Plating
not.
is still up, so like playing those side lanes,
minutes.
playing these side lanes is not really gonna be the thing just yet. We're waiting for the second Rift Herald.
Man,
he's out. Don't worry about
Glacial
it.
Path was so good. You know what? Thank you for the time update. I definitely thought it was like 5-6
Yeah, I do understand it, but this is why I initially said that I think SAIGON Buffalo is a really good team into Mad Lions, because when they play a high tempo game, Mad Lions will want to do the same. But when you try to one-up a team that plays just on the edge of what's possible, you are the one overextending all of a sudden. And that's why when SAIGON Buffalo plays at this tempo, Mad Lions, they just continue to go for bad exchanges. So I really love what SAIGON Buffalo is doing in this game. They just keep the pressure up. And then to answer your question in terms of where might we see side lane attack? Well, when you get the Rift Herald in 1 minute and 30 seconds, that's really where you want to move the Vayne around.
It's 12 minutes in the game. I'm genuinely so enthralled at the pacing. I also really want to commend just how Froggy's played this Lissandra. Unforgiven's going to get taken out here. Hasmed tumbles his way to safety. The dredge line was beautiful. Double kill for top lane Vayne. Hasmed is popping off.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now is that if we get to the 20-minute mark, they're 5K ahead, I'm pretty much ready to call it a game over. Goal currently very much in the favor of SAIGON. They just busted open the mid lane tier 1 turret. Rift Herald is still spawning in 50 seconds. And Mad Lions, they're just getting picked apart. SAIGON Buffalo, that makes it look easy.
How do Mad Lions play team fights? Because that little moment where Hasmed tumbles forward with that ultimate available, the final hour correction, goes out of visibility, sidesteps the CC. If you can't lock him down, you're going to be in so much trouble.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's so many people you need to lock down. One has to focus on Shogun, so when bullet time come out, you pretty much have to use the solo flare to stop him immediately. So that's one engage tool away.
Yeah.
Now you have Misfortune CC'd, great. Maybe Taliyah can continue, Hecarim on top.
Yep.
Who deals with the Vayne?
Yep.
Who deals with the Fed Vayne then? And that's the problem. Nature's Grass come out.
Oh, Glacial Path. That's going to be Kaiser locked into place. Armut's trying to stack up the Mega Gnar. Hasmed will be late to the party. No teleport available to him. The high note is flashed away from. Taki gets a great dredge line, and the encore will not do enough. The re-engage is great. Froggy, with the help of Shogun, get themselves yet another kill. The Unraveled Earth will dissuade the chase, and at 15 minutes, Saigon are 10 kills to 2, and they are up 5,500 gold.
Welcome to the Vietnamese slaughterhouse. Tonight, we're having Lions, and it's looking pretty good for the Vietnamese representatives right now, coming back in the best of 5. And especially when you take into context the game they just cave off in the best of 1.
Yes.
That was a complete demolish by Mad Lions. There is no way for Saigon to get back into the game. Now you take this game instead, where they have so many tools to start up the engages. You have a Nautilus, you have the Maokai, you have the Lissandra, and this time around, they're the team who's patient with it. They're the one who's waiting for the correct moment before they throw everything in there. They still have the Nautilus ult available, they still have the Lissandra ult available, and they wait until this moment to bust it all out, where Mad Lions just can't do anything. Nisqy's E even puts them away, not even back into the walls, so yeah, not looking good.
Man, look at that expression from Elyoya, super frustrated and in a very difficult scenario. I can only apologize to solo queue all around the world. Top Vaynes are coming, and Hasmed
God, I hate it.
is inspiring so many people.
It's so effective. I just want to say I really love it in this scenario, but
Yes.
it's just, you know, playing against it. You're feeling it.
Kudos to Hasmed because he generated that lead himself for the first 4 or 5 levels, and then as a team, Saigon Buffalo sent the resources necessary, dropped the Herald in that top lane, and they've managed to move around. In comparison to game 1, I feel like there's been a lot more lane reassignments, as once again BeanJ is looking to set up Froggy and the rest of Buffaloes on the minimap in the southern quadrant of the Rift. Kaiser's got that solar flare, the Herald is dropped, and Nisqy's pushing the top lane. So cross map is at play, as well as the objective bounty.
They did have a little ward on Elyoya was recalling, so they knew they could go for a great hook.
Very nicely done, Mega Gnar. I mean, he's been chunked with everything and will go down! Throw everything in the kitchen sink at Armut for the 3rd time this game. He is dropped. BeanJ's Nature's God will force Mad Lions away at 17 minutes. The Rift Herald is taken down. Win lane, win game is the approach, and Buffaloes are smashing lane.
On 100% here. I mean, there's always going to be the argument that might have been a little early of an inhibitor to take, but if you're actually able to use the pressure that's going to come through the super minions, you can look for it. Hasmed?
Wall, Weaver's Wall. Hasmed still got flash available. Condemns Elyoya and will force the flash out. At least he escapes with his life.
Yeah, not much being used from Mad Lions there in terms of the ultimate, so I think it's just great stuff from the top laner there to be using the flash to get out of this situation. Pretty much just want to get the resets, but what a great hook from Taki. He's been absolutely amazing on the Nautilus. I'm a little sad because I have Nautilus to end all the games on my pick'ems, but Taki, you know, he's really setting his team up in this situation.
1, 2, 3 ultimates thrown down, but they secure the kill. The next ultimate from Maokai is enough to secure the tower and the inhib. And that then allows the Saigon Buffalo to pick up their 2nd dragon of the game. They add a mountain to that Infernal, and now we're playing for Hex. And as it stands, Saigon Buffalo have got all the tools they need. I'm intrigued to see if they want to even make a move for Baron. 2 Kraken Slayers and a Vayne. Correction, Kraken Slayer and a Vayne is what I wanted to say. That can get melted as Taki now almost jumped on, but he backs away just in time.
And you just don't want to overextend anything here, right? You take a look at bot lane, super minions are going to be pushing in. Minions coming in through mid lane, super easy. We play that up. We're going to play on 2 lanes. We'll pressure on the mid lane. When you respond to that pressure, as we see right now with Unforgiven, we'll move into the top side. We'll get vision control. And now we just keep going back and forth and never have to worry about bot lane because super minions are down there. Shogun is used to force the cleanse out of him there. Great stuff by Nisqy. It's probably not going to be enough though.
No, a lot of damage secured, and once again, Nature's Grasp used to dissuade so many members together. Where is the engagement?
That's a good solar
Flare
flare.
comes down, onslaught of shadows of the devastating charge. 2 kills for Unforgiven. Now they're looking for Taki, trying to run him down. Gnar pulls him backwards. Hasmed versus the pack of Lions. He gets 1 before going down. And Mad Lions with 20 seconds to Baron. Do they fancy it? This is not a fast Baron team. Do they look for the objective bounties on the towers?
Big blunder from Saigon there, but absolutely huge ultimate by Kaiser, setting everything up. And that's the team composition, the death ball composition that we saw Mad Lions have success with the first time these 2 teams played against each other. But look at this all of that. They're begging for it. They're just saying, hit us. We dare you. Encore comes out, onslaught of shadows. You don't get to play the game. Armut still has his Mega Gnar, and it goes down. Topside though, BeanJ finds Nisqy.
Ooh, threaded volley, looking for that work ground, looking for that work ground. One is timed out, Nisqy's low. He's gonna weave his wall over. That's
amazing!
That is one of the coolest things I have ever seen.
And now with the mid laner dead, with all the pressure around the Baron being stolen up by SAIGON Buffaloes, they can just start this up themselves. I'm not sure what happened with Nisqy's position since we was in a replay or how he ended up there. But SAIGON, they punish immediately, and now they're the one on Baron. 4 versus 5 situation, no mid laner for Mad Lions.
No ultimate for Elyoya either. Unforgiven's got that encore available to him. Solar Flare into the Zenith. There's at least stopped the Baron for now. Armut's trying to stack up the Mega Gnar. SAIGON Buffalo fire out the bullet time. Onslaught Shadow's coming up. Nisqy has no Weaver's Wall, no teleport. Baron secured by Buffaloes. And they extend that gold lead once again. 6,700 gold. Baron on 5 members. They're in a great position.
They most certainly are. But this is also where the point, like, these inhibitors that was left open, it haven't really amounted to much. Like, that's experience and gold that Mad Lions are picking up for themselves. It's not going to make or break the game, but in terms of min-maxing, that's the conversation you always have. Now, with the Baron buff, though, with an open inhibitor on the bot side, with 2 lanes to play on the top side, Shogun should be in a position where, now that they all have the flashes, Glenn's almost up for Shogun, they would not get engaged on like they were before. This is where you want to see them, you know, just clean out the game in nice, clean fashion.
Now, if you were to give Mad Lions a percentage chance to come back, what odds do you give them the current state? 5-2-1 on this Vayne. Baron for the next 2 minutes in the Red Bull Baron power play. How likely is it Mad Lions to win those fights and come back? 5%?
If this is my solo queue game, the FF vote has already been deployed.
Wow, that's the answer that I was looking for. Mad Lions, can they get another miracle team fight? And they might need more than one. That inner turret top lane fight is what gave them a chance in the game, and we're heading back there potentially for round 2.
We most certainly are. 1 minute still on the Drake as well, which means that you can employ a lot of pressure on the top side here. Get this in, have a mid lane wave that's being escorted by Hasmed, play on that too. The only thing that's difficult for SAIGON right now is the sieging part. They don't really have anyone that can just go up and knock on the turret, which is where it becomes difficult. This is where they have to play through the pressure that they gain on the map.
Right now, pressure's being diverted in that bottom lane. Unforgiven, push that wave out, literally so that the minion wave from Mad into the last couple supers will crash into the tower. It did cost a teleport with a minute left on Baron. I think SAIGON Buffalo didn't have the lane set up pushing to go for the inhibitors, but they did get that outer turret in the top lane. It's 7-1, and I think crucially, Goldborg, they've recalled, and now they're going to be able to catch bottom wave and set up for Dragon number 3.
They most certainly are. Now, always remember, you should never FF any games, of course, too, in that regard. So Mad Lions, of course, there's always a chance. But in terms of finding a chance to fight the next Drake, I don't see it. You can already see it. They want to cross-map. They want to see what they can get on the top side. So intelligently done by Mad Lions, at least. They're just handshaking the fact, see what they can get. But still, they're going to lose so much more on the other side of the map.
Unforgiven starting to back away. 3-4 members of Buffalo in the mid lane. Dropping high notes to try clear out those mini waves. Still 20 seconds on this Red Bull Baron power play in the bottom lane. Shogun's now ushered the minions forward. Baron times out in 15. Inhibitor in the middle lane. Secured. Dredge line. Sidestepped. SAIGON, get 1. Get 2. I'm waiting for the engage, I'm waiting for the engage. Dredge line, Solar Flare cleanse from there, instantly from Shogun. That's already Armut down. The Encore does little to stop the Buffaloes. The Pride is pushing forward, and Elyoya will be the 4th to fall. He escapes with the onslaught of shadows, and despite Nisqy's best efforts, the Nexus turrets are now being focused down. SAIGON Buffalo continue to siege and push back. Nisqy and Elyoya, the last turret is now falling. The Nexus is exposed. SAIGON Buffalo will not go down. SAIGON Buffalo bounce back in a Vayne top helps them win game 2.
24 minutes. That's all it took. The bloodiness, the aggression, the high pace coming out from SAIGON. Complete.